Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden. Welcome back to Miraculous Monday. No new announcements for this week. We did not hit a bingo last week, so that is good. It's been a while. It has been a while, so I don't know. Something's up. The bingo gods are giving me good stuff. I don't know. But yeah, so here's the bingo card for this week. So we'll see if I am unlucky, if I'm smited. See if I'm worthy for another week of saving. But we're gonna go and hop right in this video. Someone wrote this letter for Thomas. I promise to name my first child after Thomas Ustruck if he gives me the chance to see Luca and Marinette on a real date. Bonus points if Luca ends up dating Adrian instead. I mean, we kinda saw them go to the movies. I mean, it did get interrupted, but they still went to the movies, you know? Remember that whole fiasco, Truth and Lies? They almost kissed too. So, I don't know. I would kind of call that a real date. But yeah, if Luca ends up dating Adrian instead, wouldn't that be great? Remember that one tweet that Thomas was like, yeah, so I decided to do Luca Adrian. That was a good tweet. I liked that. He is really mad. We got Adrian and Marinette in the park. This was Gamer, right? I think it was. You can't tell me that Adrian's face isn't screaming, you're ruining my date here. Speaking of dates again, yeah. For real though, Adrian, my goodness. He's like, man, I'm spending quality time with my Marinette. Hopefully it turns into that in the future. We will just have to wait, because we know it will. It's just a matter of time. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Would you look at that? It's almost like they're related. Because they are. Man, imagine if they weren't. I don't know where I'm going with this, because they are. So, just ignore me. I'm being a little stupid. But, yeah, that was pretty crazy. I mean, everyone sort of knew that Jagged Stone was Luca and Julica's father, but like, I don't know. It was a good episode when we found that out. That was nice. Where did the idea that if you like Ladybug, you have to dislike Cat Noir and vice versa come from? Cat Noir is the best. No, Ladybug is the best. Both are good. Both is good. Both are good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that actually a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that there were like two sides, Cat Noir versus Ladybug. Like I said, I sort of skimmed the surface of the fandom, so I don't really know all the deep tea there, but interesting. I don't know, I definitely prefer Cat Noir, but Ladybug is also fine. Like, I have nothing really against her too much. Is that actually a thing? Like, do people actually get heated about this? I mean, I know, like, I don't know. I know things can get heated in fandoms, but this seems like a silly thing to be heated over, so I don't know. Apparently, Emily's death was public knowledge and there was a funeral held. Okay, so someone on Twitter asked Thomas, is Emily's death public knowledge? Was there a funeral? And Thomas replied yes, presumably to both of those. I do remember seeing this tweet. I don't remember if I talked about it, but I do remember seeing it. So I sort of had this in the back of my head that there was this. I guess maybe I never mentioned it, but yeah, so everyone, at least in the public, thinks that Emily has passed away. Obviously, she's just in a deep coma, but to the public, she is officially dead. And obviously there was a funeral, so sort of just solidifying that. So she did apparently have a funeral, so maybe we'll see that in like a flashback of some kind. Maybe in Gabriel Agreste, we will actually see that. So I don't know, but it's looking, and it's looking like there's a lot to, you know, the whole Agreste story that we just don't know about. And I'm really hoping that Gabriel Agreste really explains all that, but I don't know. I really hope it is. Poor Luca. Marinette, he understands now. Credit to Noir's Buginette on Twitter. We saved Paris and no one figured out our identities. Wait, I forgot about the Viperion, or I forgot about Viperion. I'll ask him in a bit. I'm traumatized. I really wanted to get hit to see my childhood dream. Oh well. Oh well. It's fine. It's fine. Viperion can handle it. No, here's the thing though. Luca should understand now, and to be fair, we haven't seen a Luca alone yet, because Wishmaker was, I think, the final episode that we've seen so far, with obviously Dearest Family coming out in a few weeks, or maybe just 1 week. It's pretty close, the 23rd, I think. But my biggest disappointment with with this entire season is that we have not had that aha moment from any of the characters, more specifically Alia, and in this case Luca. We haven't had an aha moment for them where they've been like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense, and we can appreciate all the things that Marinette has done up until this point, because now we understand the gravity of the situation. So that to me is the biggest problem with season 4 right now, is that there just hasn't been that understanding, at least that we've seen. Like, I'm sure they've made this understanding and click in their head, but that to me would have brought so much more sentimental value to their reveal that it just makes me really sad that we didn't see that. Like, it's such a big thing that I feel like they just kind of like they just skipped it pretty much. So I wish like that's the biggest problem that I have with season 4 right now, is just that the reveals, like, sure, they've been big and dramatic, and like Viperion's like, oh, it's Marinette, oh my goodness, and Adrien is Cat Noir, oh my goodness. Like, sure, there's that, but like, especially for Marinette, like, he saw firsthand how, you know, how much time Marinette had to spend away from him when they were dating. So like, he should have had an aha moment. Same with Alia too, that we had seen. Right, like we should have been able to see this moment, like whether that's just like at night where when he's laying in bed, he's just like, oh my gosh, I can't, like, all those times, it all makes so much sense now. Thank you, Marinette. I really appreciate that. Like, I don't know, just that's the one thing about season 4 that I don't like. Gabe and Emily in school, art by Dessa, I think, at least that's the watermark. We got Gabriel and Emily. You are talented. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's sweet. I like that. The art's also really good. Man, how things, well, obviously this is not canon, but but I'd like to think that something like this may have happened and it would have been really cool. I like things like this. This is a good story turned bad. You had, I don't know. It makes me sad. It makes me sad inside, guys. It's official, Cat Noir gives the best hugs. Okay, so we got the Ladybug and Cat Noir hug back from the New York special. Well, guess what? Technically, the New York special is canon, but since they never like reference anything from it, it's basically not canon, which means this hug never happened in the show. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, but here's the question. What classifies as like the best hug? Right? Like it just, I don't know. To me, this looks like a normal hug. So I don't know like where to like classify like a good hug versus a bad hug, and I don't know. It looks like a normal hug to me, but maybe you hug experts out there can give me the deep dive into why this is the best hug that has ever existed to mankind. What? Miraculous is fictional? What? Miraculous is fiction? Nah. Miraculous is the most unrealistic show I have seen. That's the right answer right there. Well, I don't know. Does it matter? Like, does calling Miraculous fiction, like, is that a bad thing? I don't know. It's a true statement, so I don't know. I don't think I would have necessarily any problem with it, but okay, I guess it is the most unrealistic show people have ever seen. Kind of going back to the previous post, what classifies the most unrealistic show? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Guys, I cracked it. Thomas Ustruct is Marinette. Oh, would you look at that? Yes, I've seen this picture a few times of Thomas wearing the ladybug hair. Yes, well, don't tell him that I have also worn the ladybug hair. Actually, that's the second goal. First it's the horns, and then it's the wig. The wig gets too hot for me. I want tears, flashbacks, and criticism, the whole shebang. How everyone thinks Cat Noir will react when confronting Ladybug. How he will actually react. For real though, like, and I'm pretty sure this is referencing like the big fight that my guess is they're gonna have at some point in this season, right? Because obviously Cat Noir just is feeling worse and worse as the episode goes on, so, or as each episode goes on, so presumably there's gonna be some sort of fight, and I do want it to be big. This is sort of going back to what I was saying with the reveals, right? People just sort of gloss over and it's not really that big of a deal to them when it should be a big deal. They should have a bunch of tears and flashbacks and all this stuff, right? That is what makes it good. Even if it's maybe a little unrealistic, if you over-exaggerate it too much, it's still like, even if it's over-exaggerated, like everything in shows are over-exaggerated, that's what makes them good. And the fact that we just haven't gotten any of that makes me sad. And the same thing going here, like I want them to have a proper fight. Because without a proper fight, nothing's gonna change. So it takes a real proper fight in order for there to be any sort of change. So, I don't know. There's a lot hanging on this fight, and I just hope they do it right. So wholesome. Hey, remember when Adrien hit his head with his car because he just couldn't stop looking at Marinette, and how happy he looked when he made her laugh? Ha ha ha. What episode was this? Optigami? I don't remember what episode this was. I remember that it was this season though. It was the reverse umbrella scene, I think. Shoot, what episode? What? It wasn't Lies either, was it? I don't think it was Lies. It could have been. Dang, I don't remember. It was too long ago. It was one of the earlier ones, I'm pretty sure. But either way, yes, a lot of people really like this scene, so I don't know. There's so many things like this where people are like, oh my gosh, this means that Adrien actually likes Marinette. And I do agree that deep down he probably does, but it hasn't come to anything, so it doesn't mean anything yet. If Adrien gave up his miraculous, where are you, Cat Noir? I miss you. This is sort of like, I don't know, when I first saw this, I was like, this reminds me of that Spider-Man one. It's like, everywhere I go, I see your face. I still haven't seen the origin of that meme, like the movie that's related to it. Some sort of Spider-Man one, but I've seen the meme around, obviously. So that's, it just reminded me when I first saw this. But I really like this. This is such a good concept. Honestly, this is part of what the fight should be. It should be the fight, you know, where he's like, man, Ladybug, you're just not respecting me anymore. And then, you know, he goes on this big rant, a lot of bad things, like tears and stuff like that. And then he's like, you know what, screw this, I'm done. He throws the thing away and he runs away. And Ladybug obviously turned around because she didn't want to see his identity. And then she was like, no. And then it would be good. But I don't know how he would get it back, but I like this concept. It's very nice. Does this guy just have a room of Adrien Agreste cardboard cutouts? Are you telling me that you don't have a room full of Adrien Agreste cardboard cutouts? Disappointed, disappointed. Oh, you thought Marinette is the obsessed one. Cat Noir making fun of Marinette, a heart, Ladybug and Cat Noir making out. Oh, okay. A lot of things. A lot of things related to making out. Okay. So this isn't necessarily about Marinette. This is more about the fandom and the fandom's obsession with ships, I guess. But you know what? It's okay because it's at the end of the day, it's going to be canon, guys. Adrianette will happen eventually. We can all believe. How do people notice stuff like this? Okay, we got a video. You just copied the keyframes from Sandboy and pasted them in and only edited them a little bit. Same goes with the dialogue. Uh-oh. Oh, that's hilarious, bro. Miraculous exposed? Oh my gosh. Whoa. That's a good point. That's funny. Miraculous has just been exposed for their true intentions of being lazy. Okay, no, but here's the thing. I don't know. It's much easier to just copy and paste keyframes. Saves them a lot of time and money. So, yeah. And you know what? I was thinking a little bit about this. I was like, season 1 was so high production with SAMG. What happened? And my guess is what happened is the movie happened. They have a budget of over $100 million. So they were like, season 2, 3, and 4 budget. Let's take some of that and put it all into the movie. Because the movie is going to make a ton of money. But they kind of need a ton of money first to make it. So my guess, I don't know, I'm not a part of the team or anything, but my guess is they're like, let's just take away from the main series just for the movie. So I don't know. I wish they had not done that as much, probably. My guess is that's why they had to resort to not doing SAMG anymore, is because they wanted to have enough money to fund the movie. And the movie does look good. But as somebody who focuses more on the TV show, makes me a little sad. Makes me a little sad that they were like, let's direct the funds to the movie. I don't know. So, yeah, there's my thought on that. Favorite screenshots from Desperada. The mirade of faces she makes right after Adrian tells her he is Cat Noir. This certainly was interesting, because I don't know. Would she believe it? I guess from this she does, but it's funny. You can sort of see like different stages. She's like, huh? What are you talking about? She's like, huh? Wait, what? She's like, wait, oh, wait, what? She's like, oh no. Oh no. There's that different progression there. That's funny. Yeah, I did like this scene. Air dates for 2 new episodes, Gabriel Agreste and Ephemeral. Gabriel Agreste, the 20th of November, the 100th episode. Ephemeral, the 27th of November. Hold Me, I'm Crying, oh my goodness, yeah. 2 big episodes back to back. So I actually had a video that came out the other day talking about all the new episode dates and titles and all that stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check it out. I can't be the only one who dies inside every time she does this. Hating on Marinette for being too obsessed with Adrian. Nah. Hating on Marinette for putting the soles of her dirty street shoes on the bed. Yeah. Have we ever seen her without her shoes? Like, has she ever taken off her shoes? Like I'm talking more about from an animation standpoint, not necessarily from like a realistic, if the show was real standpoint, right? Like, have we ever seen her from an animation standpoint take off her shoes? I don't know if we have. Maybe not. We probably have. We've probably seen it somewhere, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't remember ever seeing it, so that could be interesting. An interesting thing to look for when you're rewatching the show. And for the top post of the week, I know, right? It's so bizarre, even more so when someone breaks it to you. Sometimes I feel like some people genuinely forget that every side of the love square is just the same 2 people. The apple doesn't far too far. Poor Luca Marinette, he understands. Not wait, what? Does this guy just have a room of Adrian Agreste cardboard cut?